Man, I don't know. I don't have a joke for you. It's 1 a.m. and I just can't think of anything.
Just do the whole Bruins West thing that you wouldn't shut up about earlier.
Well, the problem is it's not funny unless you won. Because if you won, then I could do the whole like, well, another man's trash is another man's treasure, and you were gonna be like, well, then why am I better than you? And I'd be like, oh damn, why are you better than me? And there'd be a long pause, and there'd be some punchline there. It's not funny unless you win.
Well, I don't know what you want me to do about it. That's poor play on your part. We were never going to win that game.
Yeah, I know that was never gonna happen. You fucking suck.
Exactly. Hey, wait a second.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is a dub. I'll take it. Look, do I feel great about the way the last 3 games have gone? No, not really. But 2 wins out of the 3 and a point in the other one.
I need to insert this in the video. I've made this whole video talking about how this week went, and I've been thinking of the Avs game and the Arizona game and this game. I completely forgot about the Dallas game because the Dallas game did not happen in my head. That is ridiculous. I'll probably put this somewhere in the beginning so you guys know that I now realize how dumb I am.
The lack of 5-on-5 scoring in some sense, not great. The inability to hold a lead again in 2 of the games, not great. But it's because of the jersey wall. I know I said I was going to change it, but I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I got home, and I forgot. And I watched the first period, and 0-0, and I turn around and go, I got to change it. But it's 0-0. I don't know, man. That feels weird to do in a tie game, is to change what's going on around you when it's still tied. So I leave it. And then we're up 2-0 after 2. You know I'm not changing it then. And then things started to snowball. So I'm still gonna change it before we get back from the break. We have a break. A 1-week break. This is important for 2 reasons. 1, the Bruins have played 17 games in 32 days. That's a lot of games in not enough days. That also means that I have recorded 17 videos in 32 days. Now, I don't want to make this a competition, but one of those things is clearly more exhausting than the other, and I think I deserve my credit for that. Fuck, man. Anyway, we won a hockey game. The Kraken are... You know, that was actually a pretty good game. 5-on-5, that was a lot of fun. This is one of those games where we win and we have 2 power play goals, and yet I'm sitting here going, holy shit, am I mad at the refs for that one. And we're going to get to a few reasons, but this is I'm upset with the refs episode. Those are rare, I think. If you watch this channel for a while, tell me if I'm lying here. That's kind of rare for me to be like, blame the refs, because I don't like blaming the refs. But I really did not like the way this game was officiated, and I felt like it was very one-sided for a large portion of it. The Kraken, or as I like to call them, the Seattle Bruins, because they have 4 ex-Boston Bruins. Johansson, Donato, Lauzon, and Kuhlman. So they're just Bruins West. That's all they are. 4 is enough for me to call them that. They are bottom 3rd in the league in every statistic, including points. They're just down there. They are making me look stupid because I had a moment, mostly in the offseason, I thought they would challenge for a playoff spot. And then I had a moment where I went, wow, is it possible they're the 3rd best team in the West? I think I said that. I think I actually said that. Either that or the 3rd best team in their division. But I might have said in the conference. They're making me look dumb. After tonight, I kind of still think I was right in being high on them. And I think Hackstall has completely torpedoed this team. I just don't see how they're as bad as they are. Like, yes, their special teams is terrible, but usually that's what you point to the coach for, is bad special teams. They don't cycle the puck enough, but they have the talent to do so. Their defense they're really good at getting pucks through. I don't know why they are as bad as they are, outside of course, goaltending. And as usual, we faced a not very good goaltender, or at least hasn't had a very good season, and he played super well. Because that's what the Bruins do to you. We give your goalie steroids. We're good guys like that. There's a fun stat for this, actually. The goaltending has been so bad. I don't know if you guys like to follow advanced statistics, but there's a little advanced stat called goals saved above expected. Basically, they average together all of the shots on in a game, give them values of how many goals are normally scored on that shot, and basically weigh it against your performance. So usually, a goalie will have 3 to 4-ish expected goals allowed a game. And if they allow 1, then they get 2 or 3 expected goals saved above expected. Damn it. They have 2 or 3 saved goals above expected. I'm doing a terrible job of explaining this. Doesn't matter. What you need to know is that Grubauer is a negative 25 goals saved above expected. That means if he was just doing the bare minimum average along the line goaltending, he should have stopped 25 more goals. Gotta think that weighs out to a lot of points in the standings. Drieger, who we are facing instead of Grubauer, which is a bummer for me, also isn't having a great season. But he's not a negative 25, he's like a negative 4. The next closest goalie to Grubauer is a negative 12 in this statistic. And this is a very trusted statistic for a lot of analytics nerds, such as myself. He has had a season from hell. Do I think he's actually that bad? No. But he's having that bad of a season. On our end, we have our best goalie of the season going up against them. That's right, Ullmark is in net. He has been our best goalie this season so far. He had a great game. And Bruce does what he should have done last game, which is Nosek goes to 2C. He keeps the first line together. Pasta and Hall are back on that second line together. Keeps the third line together. That'll change in the third period. But that means DeBrusk, Coyle, Steen stay together. And then Fogarty goes on the fourth line, centering Lazar and Bleed. That is the way it was supposed to go, right? Down below, it's Grizz and Mac. It's Riley Carlos, so the usual top 4. Vock is going to slot in next to Forbort. Vock is going to be on his offside on the right side on that third pairing. Ullmark in net, as I mentioned. We are facing, also as I mentioned, 4 ex-Bruins, which is just interesting. They didn't really do anything. Lauzon did some stuff. We'll talk. That's almost enough ranting, but I want to ask this question now before we get started talking about the game. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. We're creeping towards 500, guys. That is insane. I think this channel is about 18 months old somewhere. I think this is the 150th video. 500 is huge. That's just really cool. We're creeping there. We're still a little ways away, but it's pretty neat. Anyway, I want to ask this question before we get started. Does Pasta have a chance to hit 50? Like, who believes after the start he had, where I believe he went a full month without a goal at one point, does he have a chance to still hit 50? Take a look at his numbers and then get back to me, because I want to see who thinks he can do it. Because I am really on the fence of this one, but he just keeps putting them in the net. God, he is just the pinnacle of players that when it's good, oh, it is good. But when it's bad, ooh, it is bad. Let's go on my acting reel. All the facial expressions. Solid. Jesus, I got a big forehead. Puck drops! And 2 minutes in. It's a nice offensive shift by the top line. You gotta love to see that right out of the gate. And it's a bad bounce that goes the other way right after it. And it looks like it's a 2-on-1, but McCann, as he's coming over the blue line into our zone, toe picks. He trips on the blue line. Just, and I'm sitting there going, ha! This is the Seattle Kraken I heard about. Because I'm going to be honest, I have been able to watch almost none of them this season. You'd be amazed at how little hockey I get to watch outside of the Bruins because of watching the Bruins so intently
And then after the Bruins games, I'm making the videos, so I don't get to watch whatever else is on. It's costing me hockey watching time. But it's worth it. It's super worth it.
But as per tradition, Bleed, 3 minutes into the game, is going to take a tripping penalty. 3 minutes in. We love to start games on the penalty kill, and it's a great kill. Bergie and Marchand kill 30 seconds together. It starts with Bergie going through the neutral zone with some nice, tight puck handling. He ends up losing the puck, goes over to Marshy, and this is a puck retrieval on a shot that got blocked, and he is dangling around for Kraken and just keeping it away from him, and eventually gets pushed away from him. I just don't understand how he's capable of doing this against professional hockey players. He is so good, and he's still injured. He's playing through something right now, and that's pretty obvious. Still super impressive. 5:30 in, Hall gets a great bounce. He's in the slot, but he gets nothing on this shot. He just kind of pushes away from him, not nearly enough to beat Drieger. Puck gets bounced around and back around the net. Pasta is on that right side, and he sees Drieger down, and he tries to do a little grab from behind and Dunkaroonie and cheese, but it gets knocked away. That was such a brilliant moment, so close, and back the other way, we get what's basically a 2-on-1 again, Eberle to McCann, and it's a miracle Olmark's able to get across the slot and get the pad down on the doorstep, too. This was in tight. And then back the other way. We're just going back and forth 5-on-5 play right now. Really, really fun first. It's an absolute shock that not a goal was scored in this period. Spoilers. Ooh, spoilers. But we have multiple chances in front of Drieger as we go back in front of their net. Drieger goes down on his back. It ends up on Marchand's stick, and he can't lift it over the skate. I don't know where Drieger gets a piece of this, but he gets enough, and it flips over the net. And you're sitting there going, I'm pretty sure I just saw multiple open nets. Here's the Marchand open net. How does that not go in? Incredible. 10 minutes left in the period. McAvoy has a bad misplay in the neutral zone. He thinks he has an easy pass up. No communication. Players skate away from it. Goes right to the Kraken. They go back the other way. McAvoy takes a tripping call as he's trying to recover. But the penalty kill, Nosek and Riley get on a 2-on-1. Has an open net. Riley does. But it's a really sharp angle. Ends up hitting the side of the net. No dice. We had more chances on our penalty kill than they had on their power play. And I believe they ended the game with 6 power plays. Something like that, 6 or 7. I took the 4 seconds to look. It's 6 power plays. We had more chances on our penalty kills than they had on their power play. I really do believe that. Our penalty kill looked great all game. Nosek and Riley had that 2-on-1. Riley can't finish it on the really sharp angle. No blame to him. That was a really tough shot to try to make. McAvoy gets caught again in the neutral zone. It's a turnover. Not really his fault because I think he was trying to join the rush. But the turnover wasn't on him. He can't get back in time. Again, it turns into a breakaway, and Ullmark just stones it. 5-hole, nothing there. That's with 1 minute left in the period. What a huge stop by Ullmark, and Ullmark would have plenty of them. Second period starts, and here's where it gets less fun. It gets way less fun. 1:40 in, and Vock takes a massive hit from Yanni Gourde. I don't think Yanni Gourde's a dirty player. I don't think he intended this to be a dirty hit. This is a suspendable hit, though. Vock checks over his shoulder on the left side. He sees Gourde coming. He's going down the right wall. He gets around the bend. He's making a play on the puck. This isn't like the Grizz looked back and then turned his back into him. Vock continued his positioning, didn't change anything, went to play the puck back the other way. He's making a play on the puck on the wall. Gourde knows this play is going to happen. He sees it. He wants to finish his check. He went shoulder, full numbers. Crushed Vock into the boards. Blood everywhere. Does it sound dramatic? It was dramatic. Blood everywhere. Vock goes down. It's a weird moment. He goes down and you see him lift his head like, let me get back in the play. And it's like you can see through his eyes. Everything just went. He looks up and goes, nope. Puts his head right down in his mitts and just waits. He waits for the play to be called dead. It does get called dead. He gets helped off the ice. A lot of blood. Likely a concussion. That's probably... Jesus, I don't know if that's even best case scenario here. Vock has had concussions in the past. Not a good look. It gets called a 5-minute major. They review it. They made the right call here. 5-minute major. Let's review it. Let's make sure. The right call after that correct call would be we're upholding the 5-minute major. I don't know what universe this is that this isn't a 5-minute major. If someone has something for me, great. But don't give me the he looked over his shoulder and saw him coming. Because he didn't change his body positioning. He continued the play that he had the right to make and not take a dirty hit. There are several options Gordon had there to finish his check. The bear hug they kept talking about on the broadcast. Bear hug him. Pin him. Whatever it takes to take him out of the continuation of the play. But you don't just go right through the back. And you know that. And Gord knows that. And again, I don't think Gord's a dirty player. I don't think he meant to do that. I certainly don't think he meant to hurt him. But the fact of the matter is, that should be suspended. That should be a suspension. 100%. I would guess 3 games. That's a bad hit. And it deserves retribution. I'm really bummed. Vock was a bright spot, just like Zabora was. And these guys are dropping like flies. And it's a real bummer to see. I really hope he's okay. I hope it just takes a couple of days of the week off to get back into the lineup. Because this team needs him right now. He's been a really, really solid. Without him, that means Clifton comes back in, and Clifton's been a roller coaster. I'm going to be really disappointed if he misses some time for this. I'm really surprised they knocked it from a 5-minute down to a 2-minute. 2-minute minor. I just don't see a world where that's correct. I just don't see it. So, of course, we respond with that 2-minute power play by giving up a 2-on-1 immediately, and Olmark makes a huge glove save. We do nothing with the power play. What a bummer. 4 minutes in, puck drops. Old Lauzon is going to fight young Lauzon. Of course, I mean Forbort and Lauzon are going to go at it. And Lazar is going to go in after Gord. This is a good response, I guess. Neither of the fights were a real fight. I thought Lazar got a nice shot in on Gord. Sure, I get the whole answer the bell, do the fight and everything. I was kind of hoping for a make the whole team pay for it, where everyone starts getting rough and tough. And I don't mean dirty hits. I mean just play with power and finish every check. Make everyone feel the pain that Vock just went through, right? Just hit everyone hard. Again, nothing dirty or illegal. Just play the body the rest of the game. Didn't really see that, but we had the little scrums. They were fine. I guess that's enough to stick up for your boy. I've never been a big physical retribution kind of guy, but this definitely deserves some sort of response because the refs aren't going to do shit about it. And going backwards, one of the more surprising things about this game, the refs were so whistle happy throughout the entirety of it that for them to drop that 5 down to a 2 was just uncharacteristic. It was weird. It made you go, what are we doing? You guys want to be in the spotlight this whole game, and all of a sudden you're like, although maybe that was your chance to stay in the spotlight, is you just made a dumb call on purpose. Why do you take 3 minutes to make a call and then still get it wrong? I don't know. Maybe this is me being too harsh. I don't like to just harp on the refs, but fuck. I just don't understand how that's not a 5-minute major. It will be a suspension, though. After those fights, we get the extra 2, which we did deserve, of course. So, we do kill that. 9 minutes in, Johansson goes for tripping, and it's a beautiful pass from Hall. Oh, my goodness. He's behind the net to the left of Drieger. And he collects the puck. He whips this up through the slot. It's perfect. Pasta with a knee-down shovel shot. I don't even know what you would call this. Takes a deflection, goes high blocker. Drieger never sees it. Never reacts to it. He's staring there. Light goes off. Horn goes off. And Drieger's just... That's it. He doesn't know what's going on. That's 1-0. Power play goal by your boy Pasta. Well deserved. Shortly after, I'm going to highlight this just because it... At first it was funny. And then it was less funny. But then he returned so it was still funny. Eberle gets Johansson right in the face with the blade of the stick. At the time of it, there was a hit. Eberle's stick gets lifted up. It gets Johansson to the face. And it's an owie. That's an owie. That was an owie. I don't want to be dramatic. That was an owie. And Johansson goes down to the locker room, right? It was an incidental thing. At first glance, when it hit him, I was like, oof. But it was kind of like a chuckle moment. What a weird moment. And then he didn't return for the rest of the second, and I felt like a huge asshole because I was like, oh, wait, is he actually hurt? Like, that's not fun for anybody involved. And then he returns for the third. So I'm like, okay, I'm not that big of an asshole. Look, baby steps here.
Not that big of an asshole. That's a compliment for me.
8 minutes left. Carlo for interference. We're going to the penalty kill again. 38 seconds left of that. And DeBrusque skies it out of the zone. 38 seconds of 5-on-3. And then a $1.22 of 5-on-4 with a 1-goal lead. And we kill them both. PK unit on fire right now. What does bum me out here is Forbort, as you can hear the stick clamping, right? You know that Carlo's about to come out of the box. Forbort, it's a broken stick, leads the puck to Forbort, who just has a wide open lane to pass it up into the neutral zone. Instead of waiting for a second or lofting this softly, he whips it down as Carlo's getting out of the box. We could have had a Carlo breakaway. Do you know how fun that would have been? Do you know how fun that would have been? My money is he would have missed the net. But still, what if he did? You know what would have been the best case scenario? He collects that puck. He skates up. Gets 5 feet out from Drieger and just full slapper. Just absolute hammer shot. God's fucking lightning directly into Drieger. And just see if he can blow a hole through him. That'd be kind of fun. I want to see that next time Carlo has a breakaway. Couple years. It'll probably happen once. 4 minutes left, and Nosek does what Nosek does best. It's a hard-fought battle on the wall. He fights it out, gets the puck, punches it over across behind the net, and your boy, Taylor Hall, is right there. Puck bounces off of him, kind of gets away from him, gets into the slot. Shahan is there to collect the puck, but it bounces around on him. Hall gets in there, steals it, and just whips it past Drieger. That's 2-0 late in the second. Game was over. In my head, game was over. We're going to go to the third, 2-0 lead. Game was over. This Kraken team can't score. I was wrong. Third period starts 43 seconds in, and it's exactly what you cannot allow. Like, you have to survive the first 5 minutes because you got to snuff it out. You got to snuff the game out. Nope, 43 seconds in, Donskoy is going to get his first goal in 44 games because if you want to end a drought, play the Boston Bruins. Hall has a big back check on Wenberg. Puck bounces around, and behind a big screen, Donskoy collects, whips this glove side. I don't think Olmark even sees it until it's a foot in front of him. 2-1. 2-1, 43 seconds into the third. Yeah. Oh, I really thought still that we wouldn't give up the lead. I thought we would still hold on. I'm so sick of giving up leads. I'm so sick of it. I'm so fucking done with it. This team needs to close out games because come playoff time, that's what the name of the game is. Get a lead, hold it. 15-13 left in the period, in the game. And Marchand's going to go for interference on Appleton. Now, if you saw this, first of all, I really hope Appleton's okay because you would think he broke his sternum with the way he reacted. The only reason this was called is because Appleton wasn't expecting the contact. Appleton's over the puck. We've had this conversation this past week. You're over the puck and you got hit. How is that interference? Just because the puck isn't on your stick, it is under your stick. You're right there. They called interference for this. So, good for them, I guess. We still kill it because fuck them. 7:30 in. And of course, Mason, oh my God, you touched me, Appleton, gets a tip from a blast from the top right corner. It takes another bounce. I believe it goes off McAvoy and then through Olmark. I mean, you can't blame Olmark on this one. Lucky bounce. It's a good tip, but it's a lucky bounce. 2-2. 2-2 with about 12 and a half minutes to go. We gave up another lead. I'm not happy with how this week has gone. For a week in which we got 2 wins and an overtime point. 9:30 left in the game. Bleed destroys a man. Absolutely destroys a man. Steen goes to pick up the puck and gets tripped. This is embellishment. This is where it gets funny. I've been mad at the refs all game. I feel like they've got a lot of stuff for Seattle go. I feel like we've gotten crushed on a lot of calls. But this was embellishment. 100%.
Was it a trip? Yeah. It was also embellishment. 100%.
But we get the power play. Here we go. 9:11 left. 20 seconds into the power play, and it is a pass from the right dot up to the point and down to Pasta. It's a quick sequence, and Pasta just hammers this. Drieger looks like he makes a glove save, gets a big chunk of it, but it waffles its way into the net after hitting the glove. 3-2? Final score? Off of a save that should have been made? Love it. Once again, we can't score in the empty net, though. We have almost 2 minutes of empty net time. Can't score on it. Game notes. The Vock injury is the story right now. That's a bigger loss than any of us would have ever predicted 3 months ago. This is concerning, and we'll see. We're really hoping it's just a week, right? Just let him get healthy during this time. This break is going to be huge for a couple guys. Bergeron. We know Bergeron has had groin injuries in the past, and those are usually nagging. So breaks like this in the middle of the season are huge. I know he is expected to be at the All-Star games, but that's half speed, so it's not as bad. Marchand, who's nursing that shoulder injury still. Olmark has had a few starts in a row here. He's had a lot going on. I just think there's a few guys that can really benefit, not to mention Frederick and Foligno, who are still injured. It is weird that we haven't had really any updates on Frederick. I got to chase that down from some of the people I know that would know. Because I'm curious what's going on with him at this point. PK unit, phenomenal. Olmark, absolutely phenomenal. Throwing away 2-goal leads, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna lose it. We need to stop that shit. There's nothing I hate more than giving up a lead in the third period. It just feels awful. It feels awful. It feels worse than just outright losing. Than going into the third and just losing. Tied and you lose. Having the lead in the third, especially the last 10 minutes, and giving it up. Not that we did that in this game, but you know what I mean? It's so infuriating. Finish games. Get the lead. Finish them. That's all I got to say about that. All right, guys, that does it for me. I get the week break as well. You're probably going to get a video midweek here, or mid-break, I should say, because we're already kind of midweek. You are probably going to get another video from me, but I'm going to try not to launch a bunch of stuff because I kind of need a couple of these days as well. I have some neglected people in my life who need more attention from me. Yeah. Go Bees!